Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Star Wars Minute. It's your daily podcast in which we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate The Last Jedi 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson from alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
I'm L. Adam from SodaPopinski.com.
Do you own that?
I'm John. What?
Do you own that?
Do you know? Do you own that? I'm John from RCKokinski.com.
You should just own it, Adam. Anyway, thanks, guys, for returning to the program, the podcast. Our old Alphabeatical buddies, the original Fab Four. That's us.
The
Alphabeticals.
And we're here to talk about minute 123, 1, 2, 3 of The Last Jedi. It starts off with a TIE fighter crashing as Kylo Ren bellows for them. The TIE crashes as Kylo Ren bellows for them to blow the Falcon out of the sky.
Saffron bellows.
Saffron bellows. And it ends a minute later with, what was his name? Turbusso?
Turbis?
Turbis jumping onto the control panel and shrieking up and down as porgs are wont to do. Torbus?
On the tour bus. No. Well, as far as we know, this is not Turbus the porg. This is unidentified porg stowaway. So
Porg Baka.
Well,
Turbis the
Baka,
Younger.
right.
Well, is that kind of like, who are you, Ray Skywalker? Or, what's your name? He's like, I don't know, Porg. Like, Porg who? And he looked at Chewie. He's like, Porg Baka? They're like, all right, you can stay. Then he ignited his lightsaber.
Doorknob.
Yeah. George Glass.
George Glass.
Yes.
Kylo's anger
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
with the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Kylo Ren's anger with the Millennium Falcon is wonderful and palpable.
They hate that ship.
Yeah, they do. Like we heard Finn say they hate that ship, and he was right. They do. We see him hating that ship.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I feel like
strategy.
it's
Everybody
probably
hates
like
Chris.
I imagine growing up, Han Solo continued to devote way more attention to his ship than he did to his son's emotional needs. So, so it's like his dad had this hot rod car that he loved to tinker around with all the time. And,
He's got a Cameron from Ferris Bueller's complex.
Exactly.
Oh, totally.
Exactly.
He's like, he doesn't let me fly the Millennium Falcon. He just rubs it with a diaper.
Yeah.
And then they back it out by accident. Into
Or
the woods.
maybe he saw what happened with the Skywalker line and was like, at least if the ship kills me, it's blowing up too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it for that.
Whereas these kids go evil. I don't need any of that.
Or do you think at some point maybe he was assumed he was going to inherit the Millennium Falcon and then found out that, oh no, it was going to go to Lumpy or something. And then that's why he's so he really hates it's
Lumpy Jones, I hate him. He always beat
Lumpy
me in
Baka.
football.
Or
Lumpy
they've
Baka.
got the ship, but he's got all the paperwork, so he's got the insurance claim on it. So if they blow it out of the sky, then he'll be able to file the claim on it, and he'll get
got
it's a
VIN
total
number.
loss. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's the Kelly Blue Book price of a new
Edmonds.
a new YT-38, whatever it was.
I
freighter.
think technically it's still under Uncle Pluck's insurance,
Uncle
though.
Pluck. Yes.
Oh yeah.
It
could
is.
be.
I don't think Han Solo had time to re-register it back.
No,
in his
you think
name,
Uncle
so-
Pluck is the insurance type though?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You can't, and also you be careful because insurance looks it up. They might go to Uncle Pluck's driveway and say there's no Millennium
He's
Falcon
like,
in there.
that's mine, but I sure am glad I have insurance to cover my loss here.
And once again, it's
They come
like
in with a wheelbarrow full of portions to pay him.
Right, Anyway. Like we said with DJ's ship, I think, the registration database is all with the First Order anyway, so I'm sure that they'll just look it up and be like, yep, that's yours. Like, what are they going to say? No.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Probably
if,
just as slow as the DMV too.
exactly.
But do you think the Millennium Falcon, just more with every new battle, it's going to be just more of just a distraction? Like they just let it fall apart, and soon it's just like a mascot that comes in. They're like, "Oh, I hate that thing! Everyone, go blow it up!"
It's just a flying distraction. It's it's got kind of streamers and stuff. It's like a parade float. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if
I think-
all the training simulators, all the ships are just Millennium Falcons.
Oh,
Yeah,
more
It's
than
like
one.
Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. They pop up from the behind the pussy willows.
I think that eventually it'll be like, you know how like in the 90s they did like terrible, I feel
Terrible things.
No, terrible like reboots to try to make things more gritty and extreme, and like I don't know, they'll do something that like 10 years from now there'll be a certain style that's popular, and you know they'll make it look like an anime millennial. You know what I mean? They'll totally refurbish it. It'll look like something from something else that's will really date it to the late 2030s.
Like down the road when we're doing new stories, but the Falcon is still a part of them.
Yeah,
they'll make like kind of retro, right?
They'll be like,
I feel like Kylo. Yeah, I feel like Kylo already had the Rob Liefeld chest.
Oh, right,
in this movie.
Yeah, we have the
Ben
image.
Swallow.
Image representing. Here's my thought: if I was flying the Falcon, shouldn't they be like focusing on the gun, the big super laser thing, rather than messing around with TIE fighters?
You mean
Like,
the
why aren't
Falcon?
they addressing all their fire on that gun in an attempt to blow it up? Is that kind of
that's not how movies work.
Right.
And you know what? You don't win by attacking what you hate. You
Right.
whatever.
Well,
Attack
we'll
what
get
you
there.
love.
Yeah, we'll get there, Pop.
They weren't briefed on the whole thing, were they? Really? They just sort of popped in and.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's the thing.
Maybe
They
don't
just
even
showed
know
up
what
and
it
they're
is.
like, "Look,
Like,
I don't know
I'm
what's
here
going
to
on here."
outmaneuver. What can I outmaneuver? You guys.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much what they do all the time.
Yeah.
With the Falcon.
I
It
think
seems
we're-
like
our friends are under fire.
Someone give me a
Let's go
cave
take
to
out
fly
some TIE
into.
fighters. We know the TIE fighters are bad. I don't know what's going on with those gorillas and the cannon, but we'll.
Well, from that high, maybe they thought the cannon was actually a lightsaber, so they thought it was on their side. Like,
Oh, they kept-
they're
they kept
bringing in
trying
the
to-
giant lightsaber.
They kept trying to reach out to grab it because their depth of perception, or they're like, "What the?"
Why is it so far away?
Yeah. It's a big tube.
Did you know the super laser is actually powered by
love?
kyber crystals? So
Emotions.
it is really
Yeah,
like
it's
a
miniaturized Death Star technology.
Ah,
MDST.
Oh, dear.
damn Genotions. No, they didn't do that. It was what's his name. They built it. The Death
In
Star.
the city?
Kalen.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and Finn has the line, "They hate that ship,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's corny, but I do think it's funny. I'll that one passes my edit.
Someone's
Yeah.
got to tell the audience what's going
Yeah.
on, I guess.
Well, because as much as we
That's
love
what-
it, they
you
hate
think
it.
that's
What's
what he's
going on
doing?
right
'Cause
now? Oh, they
people are
hate
gonna
the
be
ship.
like,
Okay.
Wait a minute, why are they attacking it? Oh,
'Cause they hate him.
He's just shouting. He's like, "That's the Millennium Falcon. That's Han Solo's ship, and they hate it because in the first movie it did this, and in the second movie, and then he just goes on and on about what."
Yeah.
I wish they really leaned into that and really had Finn like explaining a lot more to us in really heavy-handed expository exclamations like that.
That
Yeah.
ship was Han Solo's. It belonged to Kylo Ren's father.
The Irving boys, Duquesne.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is, I'm sorry, this is not the James Bond minute, but one thing I did notice after watching extensive Bond is that he doesn't wait to get home or to the office to reveal that information. He's always in the middle of something. So he's in a car chase. And
Yeah.
he's got calls the secretary. He's like, "So the scary man got came. Oh, hold on a second. So find out the file." Like that's too much stress. Like I wouldn't want to have to let's get home. Let's put the laptop on, drink coffee, and then I'll tell you everything I found out. But
Right.
Let's get out of harm's way.
Get home, check your email, and then be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, by the way, there's a bomb that's going to go off."
First. Yeah. 'Cause he's
In
doing like
20
real
seconds.
time FBI stuff, and it's just like, wow,
Right.
multitasker.
Yeah. I like
Do
the
you-
design of the caverns. I wanted to say that
Are we
before
in
I
the
forgot.
caverns yet?
Did we
at
get
this
into
point?
the caverns yet?
Yeah,
we start
the
to. Right.
caverns are in this.
We
are in
start to
this.
get into the cracks.
Oh,
Yeah.
before that, all fighters. He says all fighters follow that ship or whatever. All fighters follow that
all
bird.
fighters follow that ship, but all ships don't necessarily follow that fighter.
Yeah.
That's right. Not all A or B, but
Yeah.
all.
See.
Why not half the fighters? Because I think they would still be okay. I mean, it all works out. It turns out none of it makes a difference. But why not just say like,
Yeah.
all right, Squad A, Squad B, you go follow the Millennium Falcon. C and D, you're not so hot. You stay here.
Well, I don't even know.
In the
One
scene.
thing, while we're getting into TIE Fighter strategy, I don't know why the First Order isn't just, why are they bothering with the door when they can just blow up the whole mountain? Like, why not just have just them just constantly fire? Eventually, the thing's going to collapse and they'll all be dead. So,
Yeah. Do you think the mountainside is less
the door's
strong than the
probably
door? Like, why not just
heavier
move it
than the-
like to the side and blow through the mountain instead of the door?
Yeah.
They don't want to
Right.
get in trouble
So-
because those crystal foxes are like endangered.
Oh,
Oh,
That
right.
too.
right.
Yeah.
And it probably takes like 3 hours to move the cannon, like a little bit.
but just
Right.
then just have the TIE fighters just anyway.
They were dragging
and then you have
it
all
all
those
day.
AT-ATs just sitting there doing nothing. So nearly
Standing on their little gorilla
Watching the
knuckles.
show.
yeah, they should stand up and be pounding their chest in rage. Those
Waiting
things.
for those
Right.
gorilla hands to come in.
They should climb up the
Um,
mountain.
So before we dive into the caverns, the
Yes.
Falcon design, as we all know, the Mandalorian kind of took one of the best things about Boba Fett, his costume, and
Mhm.
replicated it by having now there's thousands of Boba Fetts all over the place. Do you think we will ever have I guess in the expanded universe we had it, but will we ever see another version of the Millennium Falcon? Like
Mm.
the same basic kind of things, but as a there's been like background things or whatever, but do you think we'll ever see another one that's like the Valiant class of Millennium Falcon? Your thoughts?
What, of the same, like that same type of freighter, or like the next model but used by
Yeah,
somebody
anything
else?
that you're definitely like that really has the same elements as the Falcon.
Hmm.
Because it's really kind of unique. We haven't seen any other even disc-shaped ships that I can recall.
Disc-shaped
Hmm.
ships.
Well, like in like a future trilogy, like one of Rey's kids or grandkids is gonna steal one from like a cantina parking lot,
Uh-huh.
and she's gonna
Like
be
a
like,
mini.
"Whoa, it." They were drawn to that ship for some reason, and it turns out those freighters are,
sensitive to
something.
force.
Yeah,
To the
force
force.
sensitive.
They're easily
Or-
hacked. They're sensitive, but they're amazing in the air. Nobody
Like they'll steal one and go, like after a little while, they'll realize that it is the Falcon, just with like so much work has been done to it. It's like the ship in the British Museum. or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
I was just about to say that. It's the
Yeah.
it's
I can't remember
the
the
vision.
Hesperus.
It's vision.
Yeah.
Is
It's
vision?
Exactly. It's white vision of the Millennium
Yes.
Falcon.
Yes.
Vision was red, though, I think, right?
You got to watch WandaVision to get that. The
Hmm.
ship of Perseus or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Could
that.
be.
More-
I couldn't
Um,
remember if that was that or if that was that other movie that I watched about the people who find the shipwreck in Ireland.
Titanic.
Final countdown.
No. No.
You're talking about that one where they carry the ship over the
Yeah,
Central America?
I tried to
Yeah.
trick Paul F. Tompkins into doing a Werner Herzog voice when he was on the show by saying he got Fitzcarraldoed, but didn't work.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's
retired.
funny.
He retired
Yeah.
that.
He's too wily.
Hmm.
Ship
So-
of Theseus or Theseus, however you pronounce it.
Right.
Festivus.
There you go.
Uncle
Ship of
Festivus.
Theseus,
Hmm.
Yes.
So
which was
then the-
also a book written by J.J. Abrams.
Ugh.
Full circle?
He directed The Force Awakens.
He did.
Huh.
Anyway,
So the Falcon dives into the caves.
Into
Mhm.
the cave. The
Falcon
And-
dive. Cave diving.
I will say I'm not a fan of this diving into the caves sequence.
No.
Did you
Why
like
is
it when
that?
they did it before? Or
Well,
Yes.
no, well, I mean, I guess this is kind of the third time we've seen the Falcon
Yeah.
diving into a thing to try to escape. And
Would you
Mhm.
would you have liked it more if there was a giant worm in there?
No worms.
this
my
movie
my
is
doctor
definitely
said.
lacking in tentacle beasts. So yes,
No
there should
worms,
be
no
a giant
tentacle
worm in
creatures, please.
there. But like we have seen this a bunch of times, and it always strains believability. Like, so Chewie just saw a hole and was like, "Yeah, I'll just fly the ship in there." Like it could end in like 50 yards, and he like how have they survived this
It would
long
be-
doing such things?
Oh, someone needs to do a trailer cut of that. Like, just cut that scene. It's just an explosion in the end.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's just like flies into the hole and you just like thunk, and you just see the back of the Millennium Falcon sticking out of the hole still. And
But like, okay, I can believe it
Little
on the
help.
Death Star because they might have had the schematics and could say, "Oh, look, that thing, the Falcon could fit in there perfectly." Okay,
Mhm.
but since
Death
then
Star
they've been
believes
doing
in
it
you.
just through like wreckage and. I don't
Yeah.
know. It didn't seem
don't
like
know.
it added particularly anything to also the,
again, homage. I mean, if I was being
Yeah.
chased by lots of little tiny people, like
yeah.
12th of the size, I wouldn't run into a tight claustrophobic cave because I'd be like, oh, I can maneuver, but
Yeah.
these guys will smash, 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 smash.
It is funny that the
works.
TIE fighters do worse in a
They do
smaller
worse,
space.
and they're
than
like
they do.
this. They're like
Right.
a thimble, you know, like
Yeah.
in that thing. And they
I was confused as where this was going for a second. I was like, is this a dream that you had where you were being chased by tiny people?
and my uncle
Right.
kept playing. Yeah.
Right.
It's funny. The pilots are the opposite of the stormtroopers because the stormtroopers shoot and never hit anything,
Right,
but the
pilots can't
pilots
fly.
always hit everything. They always smash
Oh, they
into
always-
stuff when they're in the,
yeah.
in the thing. So, yeah, I don't know.
I don't mind it. You know what I do mind?
What's that?
We've talked about this. Let's see. Let's check your guys' porg scales here.
Mm-hmm.
When they go kind of up on they flip up on two wheels and the porg hits the window. For me, that's over the top. That's we've said there's about like 15% maybe too much porg stuff in the movie, and it's a different 15% for everybody. For me, the porg hitting the window is kind of that's over the top. That's a little too much
Yeah,
porg for me.
I mean,
right there.
honestly, I saw this like a couple years ago, and then I watched it again for this last week, and
Mhm.
I saw that, and I was like, I can't believe they did that.
There should have been like a little sign that flashed. Great for your car.
Right. Yeah.
Baby on
But,
Porg.
I mean, it was adorable.
This one actually worked for me, believe it or not. I remember
See, that's what I'm
laughing.
saying. You've got
I
a
know.
different 15%.
I remember when it happened in the theater. I rember laughing and then feeling embarrassed that I laughed at it because it was such a corny,
Because everybody
like,
else was like staring at you. They're like,
cartoony thing. Yeah. I was like,
I wish it, like,
Everyone-
I think you broke your mic with that laugh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was hoping
but-
that it would have done like one of these, like with the eyes over the wings over the eyes, like
Yeah, I wish it had been more of a slow, or like literally like a 10-second slide
Right,
down the
of just
thing
like-
in the. And I think in the context of the chase, I remember it kind of being like a kind of just like a little dash of spice as opposed to like a big setup of a joke
Dash
or
of
anything.
spice.
It was just
Right.
yeah, dash spice from the Spice Girls.
Which
yeah.
one was Dash? That was
Dash
the fast
was
one.
she was the runner. She
Yeah,
would run
okay.
really fast.
Mhm.
dash spice. Mrs.
But yes, that's in my. Do you guys?
That
can
definitely
you-
like makes it does something.
Would you cut it out?
It
if you
knocks
were
the
editing
needle
it?
out of the groove. for
cut
me,
it
like,
out.
when I'm cut it out. I might, yeah.
I completely forgot about it because when they show Chewie maneuvering, the porg is gone from the dashboard. I'm like, wait, did they forget the porg was in the ship?
No.
And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, maybe it got knocked down, and then splat right on the
Why is he?
window.
Why is? I don't know if you covered this. Why is he in the ship? Is he a Brigham or is it Ted?
They
or-
built a nest in there while it was parked with the doors open
Oh, I guess
on Act 2. Then the
Okay.
porgs built a nest in there and they're hanging out.
All right.
So
Right.
assuming that there's more than one, there's other ones in there. There's like a whole family.
All
I
right,
think
that
Chewie
checks-
also
that
brought a
checks out.
breeding pair with him for future for his porg chain of restaurants.
Yeah,
he's
just
gonna
keep the
open when he
food,
gets
the
back.
food
we-
going.
Yeah.
Poor Grant.
He's the one who
They do
found
look
Sel
really
Porgo
good.
Loco down the road.
Porgo Loco.
Do we talk? They make eggs, porgs? They have to, right?
Yes.
I thought that. Yeah, I think they show eggs, right?
Yeah, I think they
Oh,
showed
right,
the
right.
nest. Yeah.
Follow up. Are they delicious?
Chewie seemed to think so.
I mean, the
bit on the
eggs.
porgy
The
side,
eggs.
yeah.
I'm
Now I got
I'm
eggs
interested in
playing in
porg
my
eggs.
head.
Eggs
Got
playing in
eggs
your
on.
head?
That song by the Trachtenberg Family Slideshow Players.
Oh, okay.
Eggs?
Eggs.
Eggs.
Did you know the song "Yesterday" was originally going to be called "Scrambled Eggs"?
There you go.
Scrambled
Yeah,
porg
we
eggs.
Get that Beatles thing in there.
We talked about that yesterday. I know.
I love porgs. It's so cute.
I do like the shot where we see at least the gun of the Falcon like scraping up against the stuff,
The gun of the Falcon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
and I would have liked to see it do more damage than just kind of scrape. Like they should at least lost the gun or something like that. That would
Right.
have
I
been
mean, they
more
technically
dramatic.
did lose the gun.
They
It's
did?
useless
Is
to
it-
them.
Okay. But Ray doesn't seem because Ray, they just show her and she's like, Chewie, she's mad. But like, I'd be terrified if that was going, you know what I mean? If you're sitting there on a gun and then it's scraping up, like, why would you not think you'd be dead in that? You'd be dead in that 1 minute right there.
I don't want to sit on a gun.
She should be backing
I'm trying to
up
think of
into
what
the-
it's like
into the tunnel.
Like if you're driving, somebody else is driving, and all of a sudden you're in the passenger side, and the rear view mirror on that side gets knocked
Passenger
off.
side.
Hmm.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like you should still be able to use that gun, because they're shooting lasers, not bullets, so the light's just like diffused everywhere through the wrecked gun. It's just like scatter.
And
It's
it
like a
shoots you back,
sprinkler of
though. It shoots
lasers.
back at the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah, who
true.
knows where it's going to go?
Nobody knows.
shadow.
Except the Porg.
Slam
shadows.
evil. I know that was the Phantom.
Billy Zane.
Do they ever use the
Sugar with the salt.
so when we in Return of the Jedi we saw the dish get knocked off, now they have a new dish. Since the guns get scraped off here, do they have a different gun? Like, is Wedge sitting at a different gun, operating a different gun in Rise of Skywalker?
Well, there's the 2 guns, right?
2-gun kid.
Yeah, because there's the
Yeah, 2 guns.
There's a
kid.
gun up top and a gun on the bottom, right?
Up top.
Gun up top.
Yeah, I guess so. But I guess, and they do operate independently. But I don't know. I'm interested. Mark that down. In 2 years, we'll figure out if
If
that
it's the top or bottom gun, and if it was different.
yeah, which guy? I think it's the bottom gun here, and we'll see if we can see the bottom gun in Rise of Skywalker and see if
Check.
it's a different gun.
In
My
between
machine.
episodes,
Check
I'm
the
going to look into
insurance.
the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary and see if there's any information. So
Okay,
maybe we'll have it sooner.
all right.
I was going to say, look for insurance claims. That's how you know
Right.
that kind of
Let's
stuff.
look up insurance in the Wikipedia.
Yes.
Um,
Insurance.com.
but we also get the Here They Come music
Hmm.
as they fly in here. Right? I've been paying attention. Chris Anthony really put me on a thing where I'm paying attention to
Oh.
the music more.
On the Star Wars Music Minute show, she does.
Yeah.
They do.
Go to starwarsminute.com/SWMM to get the Star Wars Music Minute. And the Here They Come music is one of my favorite bits from the original Star Wars, because it's when they, when they're fleeing the Death Star in the first time, and the TIE fighters are pursuing them, and they first do the bit with the guns.
Yeah. When Chewie's flying the ship by himself.
When Chewie and Leia are flying the ship together. Let's not minimize her contribution.
Uh-huh. It's not about that. It's
It's about ethics in game journalism. The music was also, that was running. I think I've said this before. That would always be running through my head anytime that I was in high school and I was on the crew for the stage
cool.
productions, and I was 1 or 2 productions that I ran. I operated the spotlight, and so we'd be sitting there, kind of talking through everything that's going on, and then it's like, all right, we're going to do a run through, and then that's my cue to run up the aisle, back to the booth, climb up a little ladder, put on a headset, and then get this big thing and going back and forth. And so every single time I had that dun, 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 dun.
nice.
And then it would just culminate in, the sound of music, which is fine, but not really what I was going for at that time.
Anticlimactic.
In a sense. Well,
Yeah.
A high school production of The Sound of Music, definitely anticlimactic.
Well, anything else for minute 123, fellas?
I think that was pretty much it for me.
Adam and John, have you guys been enjoying The Mandalorian or The Bad Batch? Have you been taking in any other media, any other Star Wars media? Have you been dabbling in?
I've been booked, so no, I have not.
Mm-hmm. You've been reading the books?
I'm reading books right now. Beginning books on how to read.
So you want to watch The Mandalorian?
I have not, no.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Adam, how about you?
I'm going through. I'm current on the Bad Batch, just because I watch it as soon as like can Friday morning, so I can avoid any spoilers, because we have the Star Wars Minute spoilers group. And then I'm going through Mandalorian again with my girlfriend. She's never seen it, so
nice.
we're just about to get to Ahsoka on season 2. So every time she's like referring it to Baby Yoda, I have to remember always refer to him as Baby Yoda, because she doesn't know about Grogu yet. And I hope we watch that episode before this, because then this is this could
Grogger.
spoil
Yeah.
it for her. I'll
I
have to
know
make
that guy.
sure.
Oh, yeah, you just spoiled it for John, too. But that's okay.
No, I know
Oops.
about Grogger. I got plenty of that from Grog.
So your impulse is to call him by his proper name and not to call him Baby Yoda, because I still call him Baby Yoda.
No, I
feel like feel like most people do still
Don't
just call it
infantilize
Baby
him.
Yoda.
Do you call the Mandalorian Din Djarin
Baby
or whatever?
No, I call him Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Of course.
I call him Mando.
Boba
Mr.
Fett.
Mando.
Yeah, I guess I usually just say the titular Mandalorian.
Yeah, so I usually say the titular Mandalorian, but
I've been
all right
watching
then.
Danger Mouse.
Oh yeah, the reboot or the
no,
original?
Oh, the reboot's good too. I watched.
I
that.
forgot there was a reboot of Danger Mouse.
Yes, a couple years
Yeah.
ago.
The show, not the
Oh, yeah.
Not the guy.
producer.
Right.
Not the guy.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, they're showing the originals on Paramount Plus. I think. I don't know if
Oh,
they're
yeah,
supposed to
yeah,
plug
right.
stuff like that.
That's where you can't do that on television. Is on there too. So.
Yeah. So there's a lot, and I've been enjoying it, and that is my story.
If
All
you
right.
need it at some point, I think I just redid my rankings.
Well,
Sure,
all
why
right.
not? Let's hear it.
Right now,
Okay, well, okay. Maybe we'll save it for
You tell me. You tell me. I have it on piece of paper. I can
Well,
leave it here for
leave that as a
every day.
cliffhanger. We'll
we'll have a. If
entice people to come back.
But we
people
never
should-
address it again.
Never again.
Yeah.
You're not even on the show anymore after
No.
this. Sorry,
I'm gone.
you get killed off screen.
Yeah, next week it's going to be the Terrence and Phillip Christmas special.
I was giving Akbar a massage.
All right, then. Well, I guess that'll wrap up minute 123 real good. Did
Real
you know
good.
that in addition to doing a podcast, we are also on, to varying degrees, social media? So if you want to follow Star Wars Minute, the show, it's on Twitter. It's just at Star Wars Minute. Instagram at the Star Wars Minute. We also have our the Star Wars Minute Listener Society on Facebook.
Adam was just talking about that.
Can I make a shout out real quick then?
The chair recognizes the representative from Queens.
New Jersey.
New Jersey, sorry. I thought you lived in Queens.
I do
Anyway.
look like royalty.
Yes.
Well, for a while things were a little rough on Facebook, and so certain parts of it weren't as fun. But the Listener Society has been a lot more fun and a lot more organized. And I want to thank Jennifer, Liz, Steve, Eric, and Mike for
Absolutely.
helping with that and keeping things fun and orderly. They've been great admins.
Yeah.
And mods.
Round of applause for the mods.
I'm not on Facebook anymore, but I have been enjoying this new cool, it's sort of an indie platform called Getter, something like that. So you check me out, John at getter.get, and find my radical new ideas about Danger Mouse and the insurrection of Danger Mouse.
Wow. Okay. Well, that took a turn I was not expecting. So while you are all doing that, well, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on the next Star Wars Minute.
Star Wars
Minute.
Star Wars Minute.